Hey everybody, welcome to today's Jiu-Jitsu movement session. We will be looking at the core, and the core is obviously really important because it's what connects our arms and legs and our head together. So we're going to do some focus with that and thinking about real estate, okay? This is real estate that everybody wants, including us. When I have somebody trapped in my guard, their objective is to make their way around the legs. And if they settle inside control, they're spreading me out, settling inside control, and they're on top of me, I'm in trouble. It's going to be hard to get out here. But while they pass around the legs, if I can create some trouble for them by keeping my real estate to myself, then they're going to have trouble sealing the position, which will aid in my escape. Same thing if I am in turtle on the bottom. For someone to attack me, they need to get this real estate. They need to open me up, maybe by a choke, maybe by a roll. So if I can be strong here, that's going to give them some trouble. I have some movements here, 1 minute each. Let's get started. On the back, bicycles. All right. Now, most people are on their back. There'll be a space here. I need you to take away that space. We'll be talking about this a lot today by tilting the pelvis forward a bit. That space is gone now. Pushing my lower back to the ground. Two ways to explain it: pulling the hips to ribs, or if you're a puppy dog and you're in trouble, tucking your tail underneath. Okay, so what that does is it allows the lower back, the lower core to join the party. And most of the time, if there's space, then the hips will do a lot of the work. We want to strengthen that lower core for our guard work, for our movement. It can't be all hip flexors, we need the lower core. So, there we go, tilting the pelvis. And we're gonna do same side bicycles. Elbow as tight as I can, other leg extends, and other side. Okay, only extend the leg as far as keeps that lower back to the ground. Okay, if your neck gets sore, you can hold one hand behind your head. The goal is to keep that lower back to the ground. Now, if this is getting a little bit too hard for you, when you extend, you can touch the ground just for a second, and then the other side. Adding the element of focusing on breathing. If you are doing this right, with the lower back pushed to the ground, you'll start to feel a nice little burning through that lower core. Nice. Next one. So this next one, focusing on improving the turtle from hands down. So, hands on the ground, feet up, bringing the left knee forward and the right hand forward. Boom, that connects my knee to my arm. Other side. If this takes you a little bit to figure out, that's okay. It takes everybody a little bit to figure out. Opposite knee, opposite hand. You reach the end, turn around, or go backwards. With this, I want you to focus on pulling your hips to ribs, like we talked about earlier. Pulling hips to ribs. Okay? Opposite hand, opposite foot. Okay, let's rinse that out a little bit. On your back, hands to the 45, knees bent, just side to side. So this should feel pretty good. Just a couple reps here to rinse that. This is all really good for spine health and building rotation strength. As soon as you feel recovered, add the element now of pushing the lower back to the ground. Then we're going to do it all over again, one more time. All right, getting set up. Lower back on the ground. Bring one leg out and the same elbow as tight as I can, closing up my real estate. And then other side. Now remember, if this is a little bit too hard, you can just drop that foot at the ground. The rule is to keep the lower back on the ground the whole time. So if that means I can't extend my leg the whole way out, if I can only go here, 90 degrees, that's fine. Breathe. Focus on your breathing and lower back on the ground. That's all I want you to do right now. Someone's working to pass our guard, and this is building the strength behind defending that. Okay, next one, bear crawls. Here we go. On your palms, pick the knees up, tilt the pelvis, and go. So opposite hand and opposite foot move. As slow or fast as you want to. Your homework is just to make sure that tail is tucked underneath you, so we're engaging that core. If you need to turn around, go right ahead. But I do want everyone to be able to do this forward and backwards. And focus on the breathing. All right, on your back. Let's rinse this out. Hands at the 45. Start with windshield wipers, just side to side. As soon as you recover, pushing the lower back to the ground now. Only go down as far as the both shoulders can stay on the ground. And think about using your core to pull you back to center. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Find your rhythm. Okay, some rotational strength. Someone's working on pushing the legs to the side, and we need to have the rotational strength to pull them back. So, feet down, breathe out, and up. How close or how far the feet will create the intensity of this exercise. Okay, if the feet are farther out, this will be a little bit easier. If the feet are closer in, it'll be a little bit harder. Breathe in on the way down. Lower back on the ground until you reach the whole way up. Just like that. So having the control of thinking of moving the spine vertebrae by vertebrae down and then back up. All right, next one. Palms on the ground, feet up, tilting the pelvis forward, elbow to knee. Every time both feet go on the ground, reset those hips, pulling the hips forward. We're doing that pelvic tilt the whole time here. Now maybe adding the element to that pelvic tilt of thinking that there's a line right through the center of you and pulling that line up to your head. So not even tilting the pelvis, only doing that, but also think of pulling that line all the way up through the center to the top of your head. Nice. Rinse it out. Hands on the ground. This time, feet are on the ground. We're just gonna go side to side. Nice little rinse here. Good for the hips, really nice to lower back, and a really nice release after that. So this is obviously strengthening the core. And a little secret I learned from my physiotherapist. Again, Joel Kritzka, I'm a personal trainer, Jason Van Montfort, was that pelvic tilt to engage the core from the bottom up and to have strong form. So I use that in so much of my training. So that's gonna be our biggest takeaway from today. One more time. Feet together, hands behind the head, and up. So take a couple reps to find where you want those feet to be, how close or how far you want them to be. Think about moving up and down, vertebrae to vertebrae. Inhale and exhale on the way up. We'll use the breathing with movement. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Focusing on moving the torso to face each wall. Nice. On your hands. Feet out. Tilt the pelvis forward. Same knee to same elbow with control. Both feet down. Reset your pelvic tilt. Pulling the hips to ribs. Same knee to same elbow. Building the strength to close up that real estate. Move with your breathing. It's only 20 seconds left. You can do anything in 20 seconds. You'll get some nice windshield wipers after this. You can always go a little bit farther and a little bit stronger than you think you can. Just pushing that barrier a little bit farther back when you feel like you want to give up. Just always push it a tiny bit more. You're back. Windshield wipers with those legs. So giving the lower core a release, the obliques a release. So this next one, we're going to be moving into being offensive with the guard. For the hips, popping the hips up for arm bars and triangles mostly. So this one exercise will be our offensive one. Couple more deep breaths, enjoy the break here. Got a couple good exercises coming up. All right, here we go. Palms on the ground and leg raises. So keeping the lower back on the ground best you can. And then we go up and a little pop, shooting the feet up. Inhale on the way down, exhale, a little pop. Nice. Couple more. Focus on breathing. Lower back on the ground as much as you can. I'm not going the whole way down with my feet because I find if I do, my lower back arches. So only go as far down as that lower back stays. Nice. All right, here we go. Back to our plank. Now, hips to ribs, this time opposite knee to opposite elbow. If you are feeling like a savage, feeling fired up, which I know you are, you can add a push-up with that. Or, if it's enough for you to go opposite elbow to opposite knee, that's great. If you gotta drop to your knees, still tilt the pelvis forward, opposite knee to opposite elbow. It doesn't change. Pick your variation. You get a nice little rinse after this. Nice. Hands and knees on the ground. Knee to nose. And then kick your heel to the ceiling, flexing the foot. 30 seconds each side. Round the back. Knee to nose. Kicking the heel to the ceiling. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, knee to ceiling. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, heel to ceiling. Other side. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, heel to the ceiling. So this is adding a little bonus of hamstrings, really light hamstrings today. But the thing is, in training, it doesn't always have to be hard. It's about doing it every day. 1% every day, and does that 1% ever add up? Nice. All right, last set here. On your back, same thing. Hips up. Now, for this next set, if you're feeling like a savage, you're feeling really good, when the hips go up, add a little bit of rotation with it. Now, if you can't do this, that's okay. You'll get there. So you can add the rotation if you like, or just keep going straight up and down. Concept is popping into that armbar. Popping for that triangle. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. A couple more seconds. Nice. Okay. Plank. Pick your variation. Level 1 on the knees. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. If you're there, that's fine. Level 2 on your feet. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Level 3, opposite knee to opposite elbow, adding a push-up. Just remember the rule is, whatever variation you choose, every time both feet or knees are on the ground, pulling the hips to ribs. As soon as you find that limit, push yourself to do just those couple extra reps, because what that wall is, where it gets hard, is it feels like it's your limit. But it's important with form to push that limit a little bit every time, because that's how we get stronger. All right, rinse, knee to nose, heel up. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale, heel up. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale, heel up. Other side. take a seat, shoulders, roll your shoulders back, good posture. And just feel how good you feel right now. Just that little workout, the movement. And these are the things that when we get back on those mats, that will really, really help. Because it goes deeper than just the conscious, it goes into the unconscious and it goes into movement and strengthening. So we're working on it consciously here, but the goal is to get so good at it that it starts to become muscle memory. And then when we're wrestling, we just start to do these things. So it's really cool. All right, thank you for joining me, everyone. I'll see you on the mats.